Alright, little video as I sit on the porch. So I've been noticing lately how much more calm I've been in life. I've been incredibly calm, even in situations that a year or two ago would have put me in just panic and shock, and I would have had an aversion to at all costs. But I've been really able to handle things now that I wasn't before. Uh, I've really always been able to handle anything, but not well. I would be jittery and anxious and full of doubt and fear. And now I'm calm. Even when I was getting anesthesia, which was one of my biggest fears in my entire life, I was very calm. I was nervous, sure. They had to give me some anxiety medication, but just a little bit. But for me, I think I was very, very calm. Yeah, my heart rate only got about 110, so that's impressive. Um, Pretty much anytime I go to the doctor, my heart rate and my blood pressure is super high because I have a fear of it. But lately, I've been getting a lot better. And I attribute that not to some natural ability, because naturally I'm extremely anxious and panicky and nervous and fearful. But I attribute it to years and years of practice being calm. And if you're going through anxiety and you have a general anxiety every day, and it might hit you when you're on the bus or when you're in the car driving to work or when you're standing in line at the grocery store, if you're suffering from that, then you have to develop the skills of being calm. You have to develop the skills of calmness. And part of that goes along with stuff I've talked about before about letting go. But it is absolutely something that you can teach yourself. It's an art, a skill, a technique of peace and relaxation. And the way that you achieve it is little by little every day, taking steps to be calm in those moments where you're experiencing fear and anxiousness. One of the best practices and techniques to do this is, instead of looking at anxiety and panic as oh no, here's this again, look at it as an opportunity, an interesting opportunity to see how your training's coming along. So, how you can apply this in real life. Say you're at the grocery store and there's a long, long line and you're waiting to check out, and then you get that feeling. All of a sudden, you start feeling like you can't breathe. You get shaky. Your heart starts racing and pounding. You feel lightheaded. You feel like you have to sit down, and you realize, oh no, here it comes again. I'm panicking. So what you do is you go, awesome, perfect opportunity for me to test what I've been practicing. And you go, well, bring it on, panic, because I'm just going to stand right here. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. Whoo, whoo. I'm not going to do this. I got to go to the bathroom. I got to get out of here. No, you're going to do this. I am panicking. I am nervous. And you're just going to sit with it. So when the opportunity comes up for you to test your skills, you're happy for it. You're saying, great, I get a chance to test and see how much better I've become at being calm. So you're sitting there with that panic and that fear in the line, and you know you can't go anywhere. And you just sit with it. And you have to sit with it. And you're not going to give yourself an escape. You're not going to give yourself an excuse. You're not going to give into it. You're not going to hop on its cycle and let it hijack your mind. You're just going to sit there. You're not going to breathe differently either. Doing breathing exercises and deep breathing and, the Wim Hof method, all that, it's not good when you're in the middle of panic. That's something that you do every day, throughout the day, and in different times of the day, in order to have that skill for when you panic naturally. If you're panicking and having anxiety, the last thing you want to do is start going deep breaths. Whoo, whoo. I don't care what anyone says. It makes it worse. It makes you hyperventilate, and it's also just giving you an escape behavior. It's a thing you're triggering to do every time you get panicky. The only thing to do when you get panicky is nothing. Don't try to fight it. If anything you're doing is trying to fight it, it's going to make it worse. And doing deep breathing while you're panicking is trying to fight it. It's making it worse. Do your deep breathing when you're relaxed, when you're at home, in bed, or, you know, it's great to do it every night before you go to sleep. I used to have trouble falling asleep in my life. Ever since I started doing deep breathing before I sleep, I never have trouble sleeping now. Do your deep breathing before you go to bed. That's something that you work on and you train when you're not panicked. So when you lay down, make sure your phone is away from you. Maybe read a book or something. Keep low, warm lighting in the room. Don't have a bunch of shitty fluorescent lights and crap. And then lay down and do some box breathing. There's a lot of different breathing exercises you can do. I like to do a variety of them. I like to do some yogic breathing in through one nostril. Hold. And out through the other. And then repeat. In. Hold. And out through the other. And I also like to do breathe in through the nose deeply. And then hum inside your head on the way out. So it's kind of like it's vibrating the back of your head. They say that humming stimulates your vagus nerve or something like that. Whatever it does, it makes you really relaxed. Do that until you fall asleep. Or if you're religious, pray. Have a routine. Do your prayers and then do your deep breathing. I don't like to meditate before bed though, really, because I don't want to make it a habit of just falling asleep while I'm meditating. Because meditating is about focusing, not just going into a stupor. You don't want to just be losing track of your mind and falling asleep while you're meditating. That's not the point. Meditating is about focusing your mind on one thing for a long period of time. So, when you have that panic attack, don't do anything. Don't change anything. That's the whole trick, is when it makes you think you need to change something for it. Don't change anything you're doing. Just accept it. Let it do its thing. Let it run its course. But panic attacks are not even important, you guys. It's not. When you're in the middle of having anxiety and panic, you think it's the worst thing in the world. And when you don't know what to do about it, you think it's like a death sentence and it'll never change. And you think it's horrible, but it's not. It's so small. It's so funny, too. When you're over it, you'll look back on it and laugh. You might be over it for a few years and then it comes back. But then you'll just remember. If you use these tools, you'll just remember, I always know how to fix it. I always know how to, not fix it, I always know how to accept it. So it has no power over you when you accept it. It's nothing. But I promise you, I don't care who you are, you can and you will be calm and at peace eventually. Right now, things aren't going great for me in a lot of ways, but in a lot of other ways they are. And I've got a lot of uncertainty in my future right now. And I'm running out of money fast. but I don't care really. I'm not worried about it. I just know it's going to work out. And I'm kind of just tired of the whole, you know, hustle culture and all these what you need to be doing every day, and you wake up at 4 a.m. and if you haven't done this and this and this, then you're wasting your day. And it's like, I don't care about it anymore. I'm tired of being told things and taught things, and sold products and affiliate marketing and advertising. And I'm tired of every thing that I look at that's supposed to be helping people asking for something and just having bullshit presentation and at character and acting and cuts. I'm not going to cut anything that I'm saying. I'm not going to say anything that I have to practice and rehearse, because I only want to say stuff that am confident in, that I know about. So I'm not going to be cutting my video and stopping and looking at a piece of paper and writing a big speech. It's just stuff that I know. I don't care about having a million followers or anything ever. It's just a way for me to help somebody. Because if there's only a few things in this world that I know a lot about and have a lot of experience with, and this is one of them. You can be calm. You will be calm. Practice when you feel okay. Don't practice when you're in the middle of panic. You can't do anything when you're in the middle of panic. You gotta let your nervous system calm down. Your nervous system can't handle any more shocks and life changes and drastic habit changes. Just if you're all frazzled, you need to give it some time to calm that nervous system down. And when it's calm, that's when you go to work doing the habit changes and the practices that build your resilience for the next time that your nervous system goes out of whack. So that way you can stop, you can protect it. Something massive walking through the woods right now, and it's actually a little bit scary. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to shine a flashlight on it, but this is about to turn into a scary video. Ironically. Hopefully, we find out what that is soon. But anyway, all I really wanted to talk about was just my realization today that I've been calm for a while now. Besides for my paranoia about this creature coming through the forest. And I just wanted to let people know, no matter how bad it is, you can be calm too. I know there's people out there that really need it because they have schizophrenia or something severe that they can't naturally take care of, but I highly, highly don't recommend anybody take psychiatric drugs. And I don't recommend any drugs. I'm a spiritual person in the sense that I'm very, very fluent with Buddhism and yoga, meditation, all of those things, and I don't even recommend any of those psychotropic drugs. I don't think anybody should ever do ayahuasca or LSD or mushrooms. I've done them, but it's so unnecessary. You can't achieve those kinds of levels of how do I say this? The levels, the dimensions and the planes that you can get to from meditation. You're meant to see those when you've done that practice so long and so deeply that you have earned being able to see those. But the whole point of that is as well, when you see those, if you're a master at that level, you don't. It's not something that you're gonna come out of and go, "Oh, I saw these crazy aliens and these geometric figures." No, the masters ignore those visions because it's not the point of their practice. So people, jacking themselves into some crazy trip and coming out of it thinking they're changed, they're not changed. They're just tripped out. That's not how you get spiritual development. There's no shortcut key to enlightenment or something. You're not going to take ayahuasca and then come out of it and be like a master. All you're going to do is get dissociated and feel crazy. So the best way to advance spiritually is to be as sober as possible and ground yourself into this dimension that we are in now. Have your reality become so lucid. You're truly a part of this earth, not any other plane. The most enlightened masters and yogis, they would say, don't dream even at all. They have a completely restful slumber. They don't dream. They don't see all these visions in their head. They only need to sleep for like 4 hours a night, but all that esoteric stuff, who knows? But you need to be grounded to this reality. We're supposed to be here right now. We're not supposed to be worrying about the next. And all the screens and all the distractions, they really keep us from being grounded here and being part of this reality. So you really need to get off the phone. When you're watching a movie and you're also on your phone, and then as soon as the movie's done, you go to get some food and you're playing a YouTube video on your phone while you're eating the food. And then you get in the car and then you're calling your mom while you're in the car on the way to this place, and then you're in the shower playing music in the shower. You have not a single second of the day to think, to just relax, to let your mind be quiet. It's just constantly stimulated. Even going to the beach now. I used to, when we were younger, go to the beach, lay down, maybe read a book, maybe, but you'd swim and you'd lay out in the sun. And I remember you just laying out. You didn't have to have a book even. You didn't have to have anything. You were just laying out, getting some sun, swimming. Now it's almost crazy to think that you would sit down and relax but not have your phone to look at. Not only does it make time feel like it's going faster, but it's taking you out of reality every time you do it. And you're just giving your consciousness to another reality. You need to be grounded in this earth, into this dimension. It's going to help you be a lot more calm. Just put your phone down, go on a walk in the woods for an hour. Just walk around the woods and sit down, do some deep breathing. Just look at it. Just be quiet and just look at stuff like you used to when you were a kid. Just be intrigued. It's so simple. It's so much more simple than everybody makes it seem. Everybody's wondering why we all feel like shit. It's really easy. Just, we can't keep doing this stuff that harms us just because it's the way people do things now. Sometimes the way the majority of people do things is wrong. It doesn't make it good just because everyone else is doing it. You don't have to go along with everything. We probably shouldn't even have phones. There's not a whole lot of science on the EMF frequencies yet, but I'm sure that's not great for you. Anyway, just be calm. Work on it. when you're relaxed, and it'll spill over into your when you do panic and are anxious. You'll find the more you practice, the more you do those techniques and work on them, the better equipped you're going to be when situations come that challenge you. You won't have to be afraid of them at all because you know how to be calm. And then you'll be able to sit there and you'll be able to feel what you're feeling without judging it or having an aversion to it. And that's a huge freedom. You'll be able to sit there while your body is panicking and it's shooting your adrenaline through the roof. And all you're going to do is go, my adrenaline's pretty high right now. I'm feeling a lot of adrenaline. I wonder why. That's interesting. And then you're going to think about it and you go, oh, it's because I used to be scared to get shots when I was a kid, and I have to get shots on Tuesday. That's crazy that my nervous system still remembers that. How interesting. We really do have amazing bodies and minds and the whole system. Isn't it incredible that it does that? Just be interested in it. If you find it intriguing and interesting, it's hard to fear it. And there will be situations that are incredibly challenging. You might have to go to speak at a funeral, or you might have to be a public speaker at an event where you're terrified of it, but it's important for your job. And imagine if you knew that you had developed such good skills with being calm that you could walk right up there, and even though your heart was racing out of your mind and you were shaking and you're nervous, that you could still perform your job because you know how to continue about your task while experiencing the negative sensation. So just work on it, and it'll be fine. All right, everybody.